Hey there, busy kids. Welcome back. We are going to be on our second lesson today for Module 4 in Level 2B.
So let's start by talking about some new Italian words. Remember, we get to learn a little bit of Italian in piano. And these two words have to do with the tempo of a piece. So tempo is a word you might be familiar with. We've used it a lot in this level. Tempo is the speed of a piece. And we can have a slow tempo or we can have a fast tempo. So the two words we're going to learn this lesson are moderato and allegro. Let's start with moderato. Moderato. Can you say that word with me? Moderato. Now, if you're a big kid, you might recognize another word in moderato. It kind of sounds like the word moderate, right? Now, moderate or moderato means you're going to be in the middle, tempo speaking. You're not going to be too fast. You're not going to be too slow. Just right in the middle for your tempo. So if I'm playing a G major scale, moderato speed would probably be about this. Right in the middle, not too fast. Now on the other side of that is allegro. Allegro does mean fast. It means fast and lively. Can you say the word allegro with me? Allegro. So allegro tempo would feel more like this. Fast, lively, not out of control though. So be careful when you have a piece that's allegro. Doesn't mean you get fast and sloppy. Your piece this week is going to be a spiritual. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. You maybe have heard this song before. And a couple of symbols and things I want to point out to you before we take it to our piano. The first thing is our tempo speed. It's indicated at the beginning of the piece above the treble clef. That's where tempo speed is always going to be indicated. It says moderato. Now this doesn't mean the first time through you need to play at a moderato speed. That's what you're going to work up to. So you might start with really slow practices. As you get comfortable, move it up to moderato speed. The other thing I want to point out is that we have some G-D and F-sharp-D bridges here. So if you want to, you can circle those and help your eye recognize where they are since you get used to playing those bridges and they might come more easily there. You also have pedal markings in this piece. There's 3 different times where the pedal foot is going to play the damper pedal. The right foot is going to play that damper pedal. So before you start the piece, get that foot set up and hovering, just resting gently on the pedal, and then it'll be ready to go during those parts where you need to play it. Never take the foot completely off, just keep it resting there, and then whenever the pedal marks are there, it's ready to go. You don't have to stop and find the pedal position again. All right, let's go over this piece at the piano now, starting with our hand position.
Start with finger 2 on D and finger 1 on E, and then in measure 2, I have a whole measure of rests, and then I'm going to move down to play the G-D bridge. I'm just going to slide my whole hand down one note, play the bridge, and then I'm going to move back to where I was before. All right, let's try that first line. So get the left hand in its starting position with finger 2 on D and get that pedal foot ready because it's going to come in with the G-D bridge. So don't forget we have a rest first in that first measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest, 2, 3, 4. Move, 2, 3, 4. Bridge and pedal foot. Good, let's try that again. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest, 2, 3, 4. Move, 2, 3, 4. And then the G-D bridge. Good. Now your hand's just going to move around a little bit between these two positions. I do have an F-sharp-D bridge in the bass clef. Can you find where it is? Did you find it? It's in measure 14. I play my F-sharp-D bridge. And at the very end, I'm going to jump down and play low G for my final note. Now my treble clef hand has it pretty easy. It's going to be in this G position for the entire piece until the very end when I jump up really high for that final ottava. Okay? Can you find the F-sharp-D bridge in the treble clef? There's one F-sharp-D bridge. If you said measure 8, then you're right. Let's go ahead and practice that bridge with the right hand. Good. And then at the end, typically, where would my chord be if I didn't have the ottava? It's right here a high G bridge, lots of ledger lines there. But because I have the ottava, I'm going to move up one octave and play really high on my keyboard. Okay, this piece is probably going to take a little bit of work on your part just to get those hand position changes down and get the pedaling down, some of those ledger line notes we're not used to reading. So go ahead, pause the video, take some time to practice it. As always, you can try playing along with me when you're ready, or you can just follow along with your music and listen to how it's going to sound. I'm going to play it at a moderato tempo. Here is Nobody Knows the Trouble I've Seen. 1, 2, ready, go.